Alright, class, let's begin. Well, we'll wait for everyone else to show up here. I know it's going to take a few moments for everyone to get over here, because I did say after 11 p.m., we just, get a beer. Johnny G is first. Kind of surprised there, to be honest. I just got my setup here going. So it is freaking hot here out in MP, in the burbs here. So not too sure how long I'm gonna go. Be right back. My biggest fan. But yeah, it's just really hot here, so I gotta get a fan going here. Nice tools, or my dad's tools, or Papanadel's tools. I have like zero handy skills other than knowing righty tighty lefty loosey, so that's really about it. Oh, and Phillips head and flathead screwdriver. So yeah, so I hope who's ever watching, if you're conversating with each other, while the host is talking, feel free to talk amongst yourself. Ask each other how your days were, what you had for dinner, what you watched on TV tonight instead of sports. I was in and out watching the Republican National Convention. I had my hats out. Now, this presidential hat I have here, is because I'm going to be president someday, so might as well wear the hat of the job that you want, So that's what I figure. So, Hampshire Fisher Cat minor league team hat from 2016. I had the Democratic version. ML Hats, thank you for sending me the Democratic hat. Now I'm a Republican, but, I got this one first. I wanted the Democratic hat for balance and because to complete the collection. So I'm glad that he was able to hook me up with that hat, so thank you, hats. I'm just going to readjust the stand there a bit. So yeah, I was watching the RNC tonight. Dr. Ben Carson talked. Kind of liked him. I liked when Nikki Haley talked earlier this week. I think it was on Monday she spoke. And then right after, it was Donald Trump Jr. I'm like, nope, off. It's like, why do you gotta have a great speaker be followed up by garbage? I don't know. Hopefully Jared Kushner didn't talk. Otherwise, the one thing I liked about the RNC this week was the location, where they kind of had a central location, which was nice, kind of saved on some technological issues that, the Democratic National Convention, it didn't experience it, but, it was open to the possibility of, so, they didn't have any problems, which was good. There's, no technical glitches that were, that glaringly, immediately gaffable. There was, one little problem when they had, this multi-camera people coming on, it was really nothing. But if like the main speakers, it was fine. It was not an infomercial. It was people speaking. With the Republican National Convention, I like that they had the one central location that everyone was at. Kind of had a same flow. Kind of, it was almost like a revolving door. I'm like, all right, one person in, one person out. One person in, one person out. It was kind of a nice flow. And not just because it was President Trump, but any incumbent, let's say Hillary Clinton was elected in 2016, and, she would have used the White House as a backdrop like Trump did tonight. So, it's a really cool backdrop that the incumbent, gets to use. So, long, very, very long speech. He spoke longer than Biden from last week. Fit Insider, not much. I was just kind of giving my little highlights and little notes about the RNC and the DNC from last week. I was saying that I like the RNC having that one central location, that one podium, and that great hall. I don't know where it was actually. It might have been in the White House, to be honest. Didn't pay that much attention, but it was one location. I like that. It was, less travel expense receipts to, have or whatever. Anyways, and then President Trump spoke for a long time. It was 70 minutes they clocked it in at, and he was the second longest party nominee to speak at a national convention. Who was the longest? At 76 minutes in 2016, Donald Trump. Kind of funny. It was kind of like a roller coaster, kind of like a bell curve with Trump tonight, where he kind of started off, his teleprompter version, and kind of went to his rally version, and then kind of sloped down back into teleprompter version. So, just my few notes there for the evening. Any questions about, how the conventions work, how, anything, non-political belief related, you can ask me. I'll be as diligent as I can be. But what else do we have to talk about? I'm gonna take my hat off here. I like this hat too much. I don't want it to sweat in it too much. Give me 1 second again. Sorry. Just needed a hat to sweat through. My mystery hat from a while ago. My San Diego Padres hat. So, probably like so. So yeah, there were really no sports today. In the following sequencing events from the shooting of an individual in Wisconsin, in Kenosha, and it's about 40 miles. It's like right above the border between Illinois and Wisconsin, and the individual, he was shot 7 times in the back while reapproaching his car after police tried to stop him. I know what the outcome was, of course, but I'm unfamiliar with the preceding events and why the individual, Mr. Blake, was pulled over. So, Wednesday I was at work, and a lot of NBA games were supposed to be slotted for yesterday. Some big games, Bucks, Lakers, and it was about 3 o'clock Central Time. about 4 o'clock local time for Orlando, that it was announced that Bucks players and Magic players did not report to the court. They just left the court. Um, and it's the culmination of the racial injustice and inequality that a lot of players have been viewing and have been intaking and have been trying to voice their opinion about. So their move went a little bit further than the kneeling and having the little quote on their jerseys for the NBA, vote, say her name, Breonna Taylor, just like the WNBA, Black Lives Matter. So they took the next step and just boycotted the game. They just didn't show up. So the Brewers followed suit, being the Milwaukee team, being kind of the home team, being the team for baseball related to the area for the shooting, and a lot of other teams just start to follow suit afterwards. And today there were no games. Maybe there were some baseball games, but really there was nothing. Well, there was a baseball game because the Mets and Marlins played. They took the field, but they took a moment of silence and then took their hats off for a moment of silence and then went to the dugouts in silence and called it a day. So there's also threats from the NBA players to just stop playing the whole season, just stop the playoffs and protests. That really won't solve anything. And I mean, if you were to just stop sports, now of course, one, it's entertainment for a lot of people, but two, you won't be able to use that camera shot, that moment there as a platform to make this kind of gesture, to make a gesture that is being reckoned with and being noticed more than just kneeling. So take away the opportunity, then you don't have much power with your gestures then. Just words on social media, which is kind of pointless sometimes. So no sports today, as I recall. I mean, I haven't checked the at-bat app. For sure no hockey. For sure no basketball. No soccer. No WNBA. The WNBA players took the court today, and Cubs had an off day already anyways. Though there were still some games going on for baseball, so it's kind of an odd situation, just an odd year that we're all in. So, I mean, if I've learned anything from history, more often than not, we learn something from these big events. So, what we learned from global pandemic and bottled up anger about racial inequality and injustice, either we learn to wash our hands and cough into our elbows, and or we learn to better treat each other. I think it should be both. So that's kind of the summary there. I didn't want to go too far into anything else like that. So let me catch up on the comments here. Do you have a doghouse there? Like in the house, you're sweating. No, it's better out here because everyone else is sleeping. I like to have a quiet house, so don't worry. We professional hat collectors and professional YouTubers, we improvise. Don't worry. I appreciate the concern. Let's see here. She's sleeping. Damn. They're sponsored by Mountain Dew. I went to this to my local Speedway today on the way home from work to find the Mountain Dew raspberry lemonade drink. Could not find it, so I will continue my search for the Mountain Dew raspberry lemonade drink. So I've been looking for that. I was trying to have it on for tonight, but maybe for Triple B another night or some other time. How much did they donate? Did they donate? Who are you referring to when asking about the donation? If you're referring to, like I mentioned in our group chat, because if people had not heard, I had seen through Instagram just the highlight, the news front page there thing, the highlight title. The Arizona Diamondbacks took the day off. They boycotted their game today and took the paychecks that they would have earned, the money that they would have earned today, and donated to different groups or different groups that advocate for inequality. So I am not sure how much money was donated or which group or groups, plural, but I think it was a good gesture. I think it was led by example there. I think, even people at work when we were talking about the NBA players boycotting Wednesday, that, they get to take the day off and, they probably still get paid, which is not really how the world works. Same thing with politicians, they only work, so many times a week, and then they go on recess for a long time. It's like, that's not how it works in the real world, to be honest. So, what else do we have here? Didn't even answer the short question. Figured. I did not answer your question because I didn't see it at the time. So I did. Hopefully I facilitated an answer to your question. ML Hats PHC _ Houston Texan 99 is voting for Trump in November. Newsflash, you heard it here first, folks. Also, you heard it here first. The sky is blue. Not at the moment though, because it is pitch black outside. Because it is nighttime. So there are your obvious facts for the day. So who was it again? Mr. ML Hats PHC. I hope I facilitated an answer to your short question there, young man, with the donation part. Otherwise, please verify and have a more specified question. That way I can facilitate your answer to your liking, which would be impossible because it's hard to please you. Anyways, okay, so we have hats to unbox. I need to find a knife to unbox it with. I forgot my box knife at work, because we had a shit ton of truck this week on Tuesday. All the truck coming in for restocking the store of the inventory, and it was a shit ton. I got called in on Tuesday morning, about 9:50. The boss called, and about 10:30 I woke up and saw the text from him saying, "No fire drill here, but can you come in today?" And it was my off day. It's like, what time? So I knew it was truck day. I knew I had to step up, because job had to get done. So instead, I will have Friday off, tomorrow off, and Saturday was already a pre-designated day off anyway. So Saturday is going to be a really, really fun day. I'm going to make a video about my field trip. And Tuesday there's just a lot of truck, a lot of customers that are just annoying, that still don't understand. Are you going out of business? Your shelves are empty. No, ma'am. No, sir. We're in the middle of a global pandemic right now. supply chains have been interrupted, manufacturing has been interrupted due to the origin of where the said virus came from, and due to other factors outside of the feeble salesman's control of my own. So, I'm sorry that this is an inconvenience for you. Next pandemic, we will do better. That's almost word for word what I say to them. Literally, I tell customers, sir, ma'am, we're in the middle of a pandemic right now. We don't have a lot on the shelf right now because of the supply chain. And I do tell customers, I'm sorry, we'll do better during the next pandemic. We'll be better prepared. I mean, I'm spitting at these people verbally, just being savage with them. I mean, sometimes people came in for, Chromebooks, and I'm like, well, all the kiddies are going back to school, and those laptops got repurposed for the school districts instead of the retailers like us, so we have no more Chromebooks. Or, a student coming to me and saying, or they're looking at a Chromebook, a college kid, looking at a Chromebook or an HP Stream laptop that's like very bad technology, a good price. Like, well, that's the kind of laptop I'd recommend for my cousin starting first grade next week. And they're like, oh, so it's not good. There's a light bulb. There you go. There's that college education working for you already. Or when they're like, I need a computer under $500. I need to be reliable. Okay, well, if you buy it now, then I'll see you in 2 weeks when you return it because it was too slow. Or I'll tell them, the hybrid organism you described does not exist. So, I'm kind of sassy with, especially the younger people, I'm called Mr. Boomer at work. It's kind of true, because with the older people, I am really good with. They give me compliments. I almost got adopted by an older couple. They literally told me, the lady told me, do you need a new set of grandparents? Like, I'm fine. Thank you very much, but I'm fine. I told people, this one guy was looking for a webcam, and he already had one, and the one that he showed that was on the screen, he's like, oh, I have that one. You mean the Logitech 922 that's already 1080p quality? Yeah, it's just pixelated on the other end. It's probably your internet speed, because like right now you're probably seeing me all pixelated right now. My phone camera can go up to 1080p speed through the Wi-Fi here because it's so shitty through WoW. It's pixelated. That's how it works. He's like, well, what about that one? The 4K webcam for $200? Yeah. Well, one, we can't order it, and two, are you going to be like doing any meetings? Because he said he was going to do it for like lecture halls and for video conferencing. I'm like, are you going to do any video conferencing with the CEO, with the governor, or the president of the United States? He's like, kinda. Like, what? I'm like, I told him, and I've told other people, if you're picky about what you want, you're not going to get what you need then. So, it's kind of the truth. So, people kind of have to readjust their expectations. And when they come in and saying, especially this past weekend, oh, I need a laptop for school, my kid needs a laptop for school, oh, I need a webcam, alright, well, we can order something, oh, no, I can't, or it's a MacBook. Everyone wants a MacBook. Everyone wants to conform to white suburbia, pretty much, and you got a MacBook Air, and be like, ooh, look at me. I mean, MacBooks are good, but it's like, there are other options out there. Like, oh no, I need it today. Like, either one, I have literally no crocodile tears to produce for you in your situation. Like my mom said, your lack of preparedness does not constitute an emergency for me to have any empathy for, to be honest. Or I tell them, oh, it's like sold out. Like, we can't even order it online. Well, what about a different store? What about Schaumburg? Schaumburg's one of the neighboring Best Buys. It's like, no, I said it's sold out even online, so no other store would have it. Or customers will say, oh, I don't want to go to Schaumburg. It's like, it's 20 minutes away. All I need it today. It's in Schaumburg. Drive 20 minutes. No one can drive for shit on Gulf Road but you can get it today or tomorrow, depending on what time of day it is. I think I'm babbling too much about the blue and yellow store, am I? Let me check up on comments here. Oh, and the other thing with truck was so huge on Tuesday. It took us until today to finish it. I stayed until 8:15. I was supposed to leave at 7:15 Wednesday night. Last night, which was Wednesday night, I left at about 8:10, 8:15 because I had to get what I could done with truck. Because my coworkers either had the lazy mental set of getting the work done, or just telling me, well, it's warehouse's job. Let them do it. It's still our department. It's our store. Let's get the shit done now. So that was the other hassle. No one really playing ball or willing to have the decent mindset to get the work done, of a good work ethic. So that's why they appreciate me as much as they do. So let me catch up on the comments here. And then we'll get into the hats. Shirt size. Use a key. Is this a key? Actually, Fit Insider, I have seen on the Hat Club page, under the account for like the membership, like the different tier memberships, there's a Hat Club box opener keychain for 60 points. It's very tempting. It's very tempting. I have like 740 some points built up now, so I have like a little wiggle room to take the 60 points off. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Enough politics. Leave at the Hattar to. Commission. Great job. I don't work on commission. I work on recognition. See, at the blue and yellow store, we work to make sure that customers get the right solution, that they know, even if we don't have it, even if they're looking for an adapter to go from their iPad, their kid's iPad, to a bigger screen, that I will flat out tell them, don't buy it from Apple, don't buy our version, buy one from Amazon. You won't be spending $55, you'll be spending $20. Customers will say, they really charge $55 for that cable? Yes, ma'am. Why do you think Apple just became a $2 trillion company? They charge you out the wazoo, and everyone buys into it. So, good products, just overpriced. So yeah, we're here for solutions for customers. Pause. Okay. So let's get into the hats now here. So I'm going to change hats because Fitted Insider, this one's kind of on you. Remember a few months ago, I think it was back in maybe May, we talked about this socks hat, the side patch, 2005 World Series, pink underbrim, white sweatband. Remember that discussion? I said about, a black sweatband. We're getting it done today. The fruits have yielded. We have waited patiently. We have waited for the fruits to blossom and to bloom. We have a pre-order box here, ladies and gentlemen. When I say ladies and gentlemen, I mean hats and then all the other gentlemen in the room. So, this was one of the pre-orders from May. I should have brought it with. I was kind of underprepared here. I was working on my secret project before I did this, so I was kind of preoccupied. I wasn't really thinking, so I was working on my secret project. Wasn't too prepared, so I did have a pre-order hat I already got, which was the pink underbrim, black and white, plain Cubs hat. Really great. After seeing, Captain America, Pierre, his Instagram, I'm really, really regretting not getting a Baltimore Orioles pre-order hat. Like, that was my first pre-order ever with Hat Club, so I was kind of like new to it, so I'm like, I just want the Cubs, like, little innocent poor Joe, like, oh, I just want the Cubs hat, and then, knowing now it's like, I should, not having the appropriate means at the time to get two hats, then no, you should have been, like, back then, yeah, I'm getting the O's hat, because the O's hat is really, really nice. I'm kind of a third tier, Orioles have become kind of like a third team for me. So, oh, and welcome J38. We were discussing the Republican National Convention here beforehand, so if you want, catch up on the replay from the beginning. So, commission head. Who's Noam? Who's Noam? 2024? Anyways, so this one was there were two hats. There was one hat I was for sure of. The third hat was, I know I want it, not a fan of the colors, still gonna get it. And then there's one hat, it's like, I have the same hat, just in a different sweatband. So, here we are for the pre-order here. Let's look at the pin. Nice pink pin. I think I just get, oh, no, I got three. I want to make sure. Three Pink Hat Club under brim buttons. Anyone? The Count? Sesame Street? Jerry Nelson? Great guy. So we'll put that in there. Got the invoice. Ordered on May 31st. Ship date like August 21st. And this is actually kind of huge. This is what could be the last hat I have delivered to the house, because I have my P.O. box at the UPS store. This is my last hat box probably ever delivered to my house, so it's kind of a sentimental moment, to be honest. Alright, so I'm going to do this in a certain order here. So I'm at 248 hats technically, so we're going to go in this certain part. Either I spit on myself or that was a bug. I think that was a bug. So we're going to go in a particular order here. So we're going to start with, now, I've been a fan of this team's current hat. Once I see it on the streets, like, that's a nice hat. I'm not a huge fan of the team. Not that I hate the team, it's just I really have no interest in them totally. But when I see their hat, I'm like, they are across the border, but damn, a Blue Jays hat looks good. And this Blue Jays hat, ooh, that 93 logo, I think this is one of the ultimate baseball logos or baseball cap logos in baseball history. So another thing before we get into it, pink under brim, of course. Another thing before, just doing a quick comparison here. Now I know I've had this along for a while, but kind of a more saturated pink, to be honest. I don't know. Do you guys see a difference with the pinks? I know it's not a good angle or good lighting. So the other thing with these hats, because I've had my head grow recently, so these are all 7.5, so eventually I'll have to stretch them out, so we'll see how they fit. And that's not too bad. It is tight, but not too bad. MTS, everyone give a round of applause for MTS. I really appreciate for the man down under coming up and hanging out with us in class here. So yeah, 93 Blue Jays World Series side patch. I think it's like an aesthetic thing that everything's just like jammed together. I mean, it's a great logo, great color. I love that the pink is the underbrim color for the blue. The contrasting colors really work out compared to the next hat I'll show. Yeah, there is a bug in the room. ADHD, folks. It's a real thing. When you get old. Where are they going with this? Made in China, but it just seems like this like side patch is like really like there's something like aesthetically off about it. That's like kind of pixelated, like 90s ish. So I mean, it's still a cool hat. It's just the side patch to it is just a little bit off, but it's classic though. It's vintage. It's just a good hat overall. This might not have to be stretched out so much actually. I can just like probably bend the brim with my brim bender, maybe stretch it out just a bit. But I mean, even yeah, I'll probably stretch out just a bit. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, Governor of South Dakota. Not too bad. Not too bad of a choice there, J38. I mean, for me, I had picked, back in, side note here, political thing. Back in 2016, I had heard, like, early rumors of Nikki Haley possibly being Trump's running mate for 2016, which would have been great. I liked Nikki Haley. But then figuring out that, well, they're both inexperienced into politics. I mean, one has an actual political job, Haley, and Trump had no political experience, so kind of a 0 for 2 there with experience, not a good strong ticket, so good that he picked someone with some better experience. So sign up there. So I'll top you one better. Haley 2028. And then I'll take over in 2032. It's custom. The D-backs one is just like too far out for me. I mean, I appreciate the D-backs one. It's just not in my wheelhouse of colors. To be honest, it's a really good looking hat. Those are good looking hats. The black and the copper, bronze, the purple and the teal and the pink on the brim. All those colors clashing just gel together so well. What's the go? Just time to see a Blue Jays hat. Just got home from work, boys. How was work, MTS? How was work for you? I'm surprised no one asked how MTS's day was. This is a really rude class. You're just gonna leave your classmate hanging there. He shows up late, and everyone's like, "Oh, hey MTS." Not gonna even ask, "Oh, hey, how was your day?" How rude of you guys. Jeez. What? Are we talking about the same Nikki Haley hats? Hey MTS, how was aisle 19? You missed my whole rant about blue and yellow store customers today. It was a good rant. I was spitting at the customers, metaphorically and verbally speaking, on how they should be less, how their expectations should be lowered and be less demanding. Anyways, this is hat number 249. So I figured in this hat box here, I'm gonna get hat number 250. Kind of wanted to be something special-ish, but didn't really have anything in mind. So I will pull out next the 1995 Atlanta Braves pink underbrim hat. So this is hat number 250 officially. I'm getting it. It looks a little wonky. I mean, to be honest, it looked like a regular hat box that they sent it in. Could have it been bigger? Possibly. I mean, they all fit. I mean, there's no, like, severe altercations physically to the hats, but this one just looks a little off. But I did recently get a 95 all-navy icy blue underbrim Braves hat, and that one was a 5/8, and that one turned out really nice. Put that over there, so this one is tighter than the Blue Jays hat, but I'll stretch it out. This was before I knew that my head grew. I got stuck. Wow, two-tone Braves. I'm just checking on the comments here. So, now to me, wasn't a big fan of the idea of a red brim and a pink underbrim because the colors are similar to each other. I mean, one is just a darker shade of the other, and one is a lighter shade of the other. So it kind of throws off like the contrast, like, you know, with like the gray underbrim to a black hat, like a White Sox hat, you know. So these weren't really contrasting colors, but I figured at the time, like, 95 World Series side patch, when am I going to get that again? Had to wait a few months for that, actually. So, I'm kind of, I mean, if I can find a 95 World Series hat, Braves, without a colored underbrim, that'd be cool, but that'll be for another day. But not a huge need at the moment. This hydration break brought to you by Green Drink. So, yeah, I mean, Braves are my number 2 team in baseball. They won the World Series when I was born in '95. So if you can remember '95, I just made you feel old. My dad also lived in Atlanta for close to 2.5 years before him and my mom got married. So he went to a lot of games at Cobb County Stadium. That's what it was before Turner Field was developed in '96 for the Atlanta Olympics, which I really want to get a hat for sometime down the road. So that's why I'm a Braves fan, and also they had Greg the Bulldog, original Professor Maddox, one of the greatest pitchers in the last 25, 30 years. Just a shame that he only got one World Series. Frickin' Yankees. Darn 90s Yankees for winning so many times. That 99 World Series, no, it's bad, man, it's bad. So I hit number 250 officially, so that's my specialty to it, that it has my birth year on it. So, I'm going to move on now to, a little catch up here. So I got this hat this is my first pink underbrim. This was when, at first I was like, pink underbrim, not really interested in it. What the heck is this about? What the foo is this about? I don't like it. You hippie kids, you don't change the underbrim of your hat there. But then I started to catch on a bit with the hype train. And I admit, I'm a bandwagon fan for the pink underbrim. So, if you want to say that I just stuck my arm out for the hype train and grabbed on and got my arm ripped off, that's totally fine. I admit. I jumped the hype train hard, or best I could. So these were selling out on Hat Club, so I bought this off of an eBay seller the second time around, because the first time it sold out, it was in my cart for one night, and then it was gone the next day. So I got this one then eventually, and 05 World Series patch. I do remember the World Series from that year, and how good the White Sox were. My favorite player from that roster, Jermaine Dye, right outfielder. And my big thing was at the time that had the white sweatband, that like, oh, it's going to be a white sweatband, it's going to have all my sweat. Like, the humidity right now is like 140%. It's about 90 degrees out right now, maybe 89, 88 degrees out at nighttime. We have no AC working in my house. We just have window units, and we have fans. Desk fans, not like these fans, but desk fans at work to keep us cool. The only place that I know that has working AC is my car. Kinda sad, even for a white Suburbia. Anyways, and I think it was Fit Insider when he was first starting off, like, barely, like, maybe like 100 or so subs, like almost 200 when he was in his infancy. If Fit Insider, you can remember that man, and you were so young back then with the YouTube hat game, and man, you're so young back then, and He said, just get the one with the black sweatband. You get two of them. And I almost sold this one or sent this out to MTS, but then I put it on, and they're like, ew, don't send it to him. It's all nasty through sweat now. It's like, I just put it on the one time. It's fine. But right now I wouldn't because it's all nasty. So, here's what I would get instead. So, okay. At first I was thinking, nah. After thinking about this, I might, sell off one of these hats. But, I think I might keep both of them. These are different materials. Right off the bat. Different materials. This is more wool coursed, and this is more polyester. And, yeah, so, all wool, all polyester. So, that's also why I've been sweating this hat more often. Total difference. The stitching, the back, so it's more flat in the back on the Hat Club hat, and the eBay version has a raised Batterman logo. The World Series patch is about the same. Really no glaring details that I can see right off the bat, pun intended. The underbrim is, now granted, of course I've had this a little bit longer than this one, but more of a pink than this one. Because I remember when I first got this, I'm like, it's kind of like a light, there's like little saturation to this pink underbrim, so it almost looks gray or white maybe. It doesn't feel like pink. This one is pink. The logo in the front, I think the stitching is like just ever so slightly different. Maybe they're both tonal New Era caps that blend in. Again, this one has like a little bend to it. Yeah, they could have shipped it in a bigger box, but of course I'm going to hear Ben from Hat Club tweeting to me in reply, "Just be glad that I didn't cancel your order, you little shit." Thank you, Ben, for not canceling my order. Almighty Hat Club Twitter deity. I've been patient. There have been some people who have not been patient with their pre-orders. We're demanding it now. Faster than the NBA players are demanding justice. So, and look how that's turning out. They're not getting anywhere. So, it's kind of entertaining to see people complain about their Hat Club pre-orders, and then have Ben, who runs the Hat Club Twitter, who's very good at Twitter, be like, "What is your number order? I'm just gonna cancel it." So thank you, Ben. But it could have been a nicer box, bigger box. So let me put it on finally. I know I keep jabbering. This one's like the tightest of them all. So 251. So the Blue Jays hat feels a little looser. So they're kind of all over the board. Like, this is like really, really tight. So again, I'm going to hat jack these guys up. No way of returning them. Even if I bend the brim, I have to still jack it up. But total difference. Polyester versus wool. I kind of like the polyester a little bit better, to be honest. Let me catch up on the comments here before we move on. eBay exclusive. I know. I was pissed I didn't get a pink button with it. They have a crown that fits. Just look for wool. Don't you dare say poly. Hackle head crown is too shallow now. With my, I don't know if you guys saw my video of time traveling with my Cubs 2016 World Series side patch pink under brim video. I didn't do like an unboxing, it was more just a hat reveal. Red Fan Ford, if you're watching, again, thank you so much for that inside tip there. He helped me out, he pulled some strings for me. He wanted to make sure I was flying that W instead of that L in this that Hat Club shock drop, so Really appreciate him getting that to me. I got it before most of you suckers did. If you got it, if you ordered one, I got it even before a lot of the guys on Fitted Hat Society. So I was really cool. I'm like, the thing can happen again, but it was really cool because by the time I got the hat, it was a week after. It was only 6 days after. No, it was 6 days after the shock drop of it. But with that hat, that Cubs hat, it did have like a more boxy feel, so it was like a shallow crown. But I did not experience that with the other Toronto or Atlanta hat. Don't spray ice stock. What? Poly. MTS. I'm not mad. I'm not trying to jump at you here. Explain to me why you would say wool over poly. Just asking. I mean, I'm not, for me, I'm not the biggest wool fan, only because, when I wear my hats, it's, like, usually outside when I can, and, just in general, I sweat a lot, and that kind of material, to me, does a lot more sweating. To be honest, cotton is king. Cotton is the better hat material, like, for dad hats. Just putting it out there. Bug spray. Okay, just asking. Excuse me. Wow, it's almost been an hour that we've been going on. So, next hat box here. This one I'm kind of concerned about. So before we go any further, if you're not on Fitted Hats, the Fitted Hat Society Facebook group, it's okay. I'm just trying to let you know what I've seen from there. I've seen a lot of, and I did see recently from Fitted Insider's video on his random pickups. A lot of FedEx boxes, or a lot of hat club boxes that have been delivered by FedEx, have been in absolute shit shape. And there have been a few times where guys have posted that their hat was just wrecked. It was just altered and damaged. So now that I'm like looking at it a little bit more, it's crinkled up a bit with the box. When I saw the notification like, hey, your hat's just shipped out, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool, and I posted it in the group chat, like, oh, it's so awesome, the meme, like, oh, it's so awesome, I'm getting my hat club pre-order hat soon, and then you see the tracking numbers from FedEx, and you're like, oh, there goes 3 hats, rest in peace. But these turned out pretty well. The minor altercations, the little minor bending action in the brims on the White Sox and the Braves hat, nothing really too bad. Maybe a bigger hat box next time. It's fine though. So I'm glad it turned out in good shape. But this one has a fitted hat inside. Just trying to do some dimension work here. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad, folks. So let's put it here at, what time are we at? We're just at about 55 minutes here. So we'll use this for a future video probably. So 55 minutes here. Ladies and gentlemen, class, this is a box. This box measures at just about 9 inches in length, just about 6.5 inches in width, and about 5 5/8 in height. I've been recently doing a video myself about hat storage and hat ideas for storage. And the dimensions of a regular hat are not this. This hat is going to be wrecked. I'm predicting already. So it's a hockey hat. It's a team that I needed it for the collection. So if it's like totally wrecked, I'm gonna be a little bit upset, but not totally upset. So we'll see how it turns out. So let's grab the knife. We use knives here, not keys. There's already like a corner dent here. So backstory with this hat: saw it on eBay, looking for hockey hats. I gotta be careful cutting into it. I don't know where I'm cutting into, if it's like the hat itself or what. Call you what? Call you crazy? Yeah, I can do that. Hats, you're crazy. Freaking open it. I gotta build up the story. So, lady was selling her husband's hats, and from what I remember, she was selling it for $15 originally, and I offered $10, expecting like, okay, we're gonna meet in the middle then, you know. And then she took the offer. I'm like, that's fine. So, from the great state of Florida, from Miami, just a fun fact, kids. The only good thing that comes from Florida that I can really think of is Reds fan in Florida. That's the only thing I can think, like, what good comes from Florida. So, okay. This is low profile already, a 7.5 ace. This one is like hella original class. A little extra flint hairs there. Wow, this is 100% wool, dry clean only. Okay, so I was looking at the tag in here where it says Made in the USA. What it says here on the top, Made in the USA, Musa, the old NHL logo, or I don't know. It seems like it's like a standard basic hat, low profile. I don't know if you can see the tape work inside. Buckram seems kind of old, but the tape inside, I noticed was pretty crappy camera work there, bad quality, but that's kind of old. I kind of want to message her back and ask, when did you get this hat? Because it would have been nice to have known beforehand. Had to add this to the collection. It would be nice to get the version, the Florida Panthers hat with the newer logo, with the shield logo. This one isn't also the authentic Panthers logo from old, because the Panther doesn't have the broken hockey stick in each paw. So, with the anticipation building up, how does it fit? Shallow as hell. Wow. This is all 100% wool. It's a decent fit, but it's a shallow fit. It doesn't come all the way down to my ear. Like with most 50 hats, you'll notice that it comes down to the ear. This does not. So, this is like shallow, like some of my dad hats are, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, very shallow. So, fit, and there's kind of like a little looseness in the back. But yeah, it's just shallow. Interesting. Just kind of letting it sink in for me right now. Probably, I what do you want to bet that if I message her and she messages back, what do you want to bet that it's older? Well, hold on. I don't know, actually. Give me 1 second here. I should know this off the top of my head. So, this hat has to be... I'm trying to look up what year they were founded. They were founded in the 90s. They had a big spree in the 90s. Okay, so they started play in 93, so there is a very slim possibility. Possibility though, but slim possibility that this hat could be older than me. I think I have a few hats like that in my collection. At least, of course, my grandpa hats, of course. They're grandpa hats. They're older than me. They're my grandpa's hats. One was my great-grandpa's hat. Yeah, I think that there's this one, Northwestern, the grandpa hats. I think that's really it that I can think of that hats that might be older than me. That I bought off of eBay or Mercari or third-party selling. Let's catch up on the comments here. Tags. Okay, so that does help. It is a black sweatband. I'm not cheating. I'm using my resources. Duh. What's wrong with you, man? It's not cheating. It's just doing it in style. This reference lookup is brought to you by Green Drink. When you're not a beer drinker, and that's socially acceptable, Green Drink is a better drink of choice. Back to the regular program. So, some good pickups here. Some pretty good pickups here. 4 hats in 1 night. In 2 days, technically. So, 4 hats in 2 days. That's really insane, guys. I mean, who can say that they've unboxed 4 hats in 2 days? You know? Back to back to back to back to, you know. So, of course, the pre-order hats turned out really good. The Florida hat here, interesting. I mean, I'm not a huge Florida Panthers fan. I mean, I do like their coach, Joel Quenneville, the Stash, who won 3 Stanley Cups for the Chicago Blackhawks. Greatest team of the 2010s. The Dynasty with Patrick Kaner, Captain Sirius, Jonathan Toews, Corey Crawford was 2 of them, Patrick Sharp, Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook, who kind of failed toward the last 3 years of his career, so might not see him play again, but still, very solid. So, had to get the hat for the collection here. Knowing my rules on hockey hat collecting, this doesn't necessarily break the rules, because it is, I would say, a basic hat, but it's not the NHL shield on the back, which is not a must, but it kind of gives it the indication that it's the basic hat. And it's also not the logo with the 2 broken sticks. If you look up the Panthers logo, there should be the version where it looks like the cat is like jumping at you, and in each paw, in these paws here with my pointer stick, it has a broken hockey stick, just like in the cool San Jose Sharks logo. The shark is chomping down on a broken hockey stick. Great logo, meh team. So I would want to get, of course, a current Panthers hat, but for the moment, because of my stake into my interests into the Panthers being kind of low, it's okay that this is the counted hat for the hockey hats. Now, if it was like, say like the Edmonton Oilers, or kind of like picky about maybe the New York Islanders, I'm a little picky with. I want, make sure I get the hat just right for that team. Dallas Stars even. Those kind of teams, I want to get just right with those designs. So I did find a place online that I could get a Dallas Stars hat, but it doesn't have the NHL shield on the back. It's not a basic hat. It's a cool hat. It's a 5950. It's a two-tone. I would like an all-green one, though. But because it doesn't have the NHL on the back, it's not a basic hat. So it wouldn't be one I would get for the collection. So I've been trying to make a lot of videos, guys. I know that Fit Insider was pepping me through, getting me motivated to getting videos done. So it's just and I'll admit up front that this sounds like some bullshit or some sort of lame excuse, which it kind of is. But in my perception, working an 8-hour day when you get up and you work from about 10 until 6:30 or 7 o'clock, you get home. By the time you get home, you have dinner, you have leftovers. By the time that's over, it's about 7:30, maybe almost 8 o'clock. I'm mentally checked out for the day, kind of. I mean, despite the fact that I don't have the other proper recording setup that I want, a quiet house, empty house. It's just mentally I've kind of checked out for the day, so that's why I don't have a lot of videos out like I should be right now. Not because of filming. I do have some material filmed already. I just need to edit out, but it's just my excuse of it's late at night. I only have a few hours until I go to bed, or mentally checking out. So it's an excuse. I know. I know I'm not the biggest YouTube name out here, not the biggest hat YouTube guy out here. I know that I keep hearing from all you guys out there who've been with me and with the group for a long time. That I deserve more subs than I have based on my editing skills. Yeah, of course I have the best fucking edits of any YouTuber in the hat game right now, and of some other, YouTubers, that you might know that, just do it by themselves, but it's about the content, and I don't have the content. It's not on a regular schedule. It's not a regular basis. I put too much meticulous details into the videos, so that's why they don't get produced out as fast as, Fit Insider. He does great hat videos. They're simple. He's mastered his style. He's got a great editor. I've talked with his editor before. We have good conversations. They're simple. They get the job done. That's what it's all about. Hats, he does some form of editing himself. I mean, forgive him, he's a boomer. He doesn't know how to use technology. It's okay. But I mean, he does, a decent job with, of course, he have more time now with his leg healing. Also, of course, hats, get better. Hopefully everything goes well with your surgery upcoming. But even before that, him juggling a family, same with Fit Insider, juggling a family. I didn't realize that he had a family like that until I was chatting with him. So then looking inward to me, it's like, what's your excuse, bub? What's your excuse? So, both those guys, and I know, Sean State Fitted is out there too. Those other big guys out there. There's another hat guy out there who I've been watching, Hat Collector. I'll try to remember to put one of his videos in the link down in the description below. He does simple videos, just straight, no intro, just straight, raw video. So, I mean, everyone has their own style, but for me, I'm just kind of a perfectionist. I want it to be good enough that it's impressive, and that being a perfectionist also makes you a procrastinator. So that's why videos have been rolling out as much as they should have been. I mean, I do have the machine. Really, I have the machine that would kick all your other computers' asses to Kingdom Come, back to Windows 7 era. And I'll be upgrading it soon anyways, and I'll kick it further back into history, maybe to Vista era. But it's just the mental blockage, which is my excuse. So, not getting down myself, saying, like, oh, woe is me, like I was beforehand. It's just, get it together, Professor, and get it done. Don't look at the same timeline over and over. Then go to YouTube. Then go to Facebook. It's all the same bullshit. It's all the same. Nothing's changing. The country sucks. Everyone wants to make it better in their own way. There's still the same Vine videos as before. They're not changing. So, get back to work. So I do want to make better videos, of course. I want to make more videos. I make good videos. I just want to make more videos. So, this Saturday, I have a field trip coming up that you're going to like. I'm going to get ahead from this field trip. So I'm going to do the best I can for my field trip work and get a few more videos pumped out as best I can. I'm going to check the comments, so let's see what we have going on here. Green drink. Your own dad said they shouldn't count. Hey! Hattar MT collaborations. Could do that. It's called not Grandstand. Grandstand is on the south side of Chicago. I'm not saying that, south side of Chicago is dangerous. Of course it is, but not saying I'm not going to go there because it's dangerous, but because I'm not familiar with the area. So one day I will make a pilgrimage to Grandstand. Once I have enough money saved up. I'll do that. It's a little bit more local, and that's all I'm going to say. Viewing technology didn't hit us until the 80s plus 10 years old. Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we log off for a class session now? I got 6 watchers here, so I know I'm just trying to count for attendance grades here and participation points. Really appreciate everyone coming out. I know my regular time being this late for some people isn't ideal. I appreciate it. I know for some people it's easy, for some people it isn't. So to those who watch the replay, thanks for watching the replay. It's just how the time frame works for me, for the right circumstances to do the live streams here. So it's a good way to wind down the day, kind of like look forward to it. So let's do a recap for the night here. So we're gonna have 3. Now I do want to say, I did not mention this the whole night. I didn't have to. I really shouldn't, because it's not my channel though that I'm talking about for this one. But folks, kids, do you know how I got all these 3 pre-order hats? No, Billy. It's not because I just bought them on hatclub.com. It's because, Billy, I used ML Hats' Hat Club link to buy all of these hats. I would have gotten all these 3 hats. I might have gotten like half the Blue Jays hat. If I would have gotten it without the link, I probably would have gotten like half the Blue Jays stitched in and like half the underbrim colored pink. The other half would be like black or gray or whatever it would be. So, because I used the Hat Club link for ML Hats, PHC, his small commission, I was able to get all these 3 stylish hats. So, make sure you go check him out. He'll be somewhere in the comment section here. find his link. So just a nice way, help him out. You know, being an old boomer there, he can't rely too much on Social Security, and right now he's temporarily crippled, so he can't move around too much, so he can't chase down dumb customers at the red store or the blue and white store. So he's got to make money some way, and can't rob a bank. I mean, that's my idea, but physical limitations, he can't do much, so, it's a good way to help out. So, recap here. Toronto Blue Jays, 93 World Series, very fantastic. Top 10 logos in all of baseball all time. At number 250, Atlanta Braves, 1995 World Series, pink underbrim. The Chicago White Sox 2005 World Series, pink underbrim, with a black sweatband. And then at number 252, Florida Panthers, 1990, 2000-ish, low profile. I like this a low profile. It's a good low profile, if I didn't mention that. Kind of navy-ish blue hockey hat. So, yep, Gripple for life. No, what's this? That's what Panthers hat. I'll catch you all, guys. You take care, MTS. Thanks for showing up. So yeah. So, other than that, I have. So kind of looking ahead, I have my one, maybe two field trip hats for Saturday coming up. Other than that, I have no other hats that are queued up. I did get some pre-order hats. I do have a hat jack coming in soon, maybe tomorrow or soonish, just to keep stretching out my hats, because I only have one hat jack, and I can only stretch one hat at a time. I need to stretch more out at one time. So, yeah, that's really all I got. There's not much else on the horizon. Not too much that's been catching my eye. Yes, there was a Cubs hat I saw on eBay. Not too sure if I'll jump on it because it's smaller than expected, and even stretching the hat out would compromise the dignity of the hat even to wear it. So, other than that, really appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. Really appreciate everyone for watching the replay. And as always, hats off to you for watching. Class is dismissed for tonight's session. We'll see you next time. Okay.